Hey, it's Tuesday, September the 30th. My name is Thom, and this is your AmCon Daily Brief. On today's show, safety in public starts before you even walk through the door. Before we dive in, let's check in with the ASAT team and today's Daily Sit Rep.
This is your AmCon Daily Sit Rep for September the 30th, 2025. Up first today, the looming government shutdown. Lawmakers have until midnight Wednesday to agree on a short-term funding extension, or the government will shut down. This would mark the third shutdown under the current administration. Essential services like Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid will continue, but many federal employees will be furloughed or go without pay, impacting services like the IRS and housing programs. Congressional leaders remain deadlocked, primarily over extensions to expiring Obamacare premium subsidies. In other news, the U.S. Treasury is ending most federal paper checks today, transitioning Social Security and IRS refunds to electronic payments. Nearly 70 million beneficiaries will now receive payments via direct deposit or prepaid debit cards, reducing costs and fraud risks. However, those without bank accounts must arrange for electronic payment access to avoid delays. Turning to international affairs, Russia has issued a warning regarding the potential U.S. supply of Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Russian officials assert that providing these long-range missiles could significantly escalate the conflict and consider U.S. personnel assisting with missile launches as targets. The situation remains tense as U.S. leaders contemplate the request from Ukraine. Closer to home, FEMA is actively supporting southeastern states ahead of potential tropical cyclone 9. States including Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia are preparing for possible severe weather, including storm surge, heavy rainfall, and flooding. FEMA has activated multiple response centers and deployed personnel to assist. Residents in affected areas are urged to stay informed, prepare emergency plans, and follow local instructions. Lastly, protest and civil unrest continue to pose concerns nationwide. Various groups are organizing demonstrations, and situational awareness remains critical. Members are advised to remain vigilant in public places, know exit routes, and report suspicious activity promptly to authorities and the ISAT team. Today's weather brings ongoing showers and thunderstorms along the southeast U.S. coastline due to moisture from tropical cyclone Imelda. Pacific fronts will cause intermittent showers and storms in the Great Basin and Pacific Northwest over the next few days. Unseasonably hot temperatures persist across much of the plains and Midwest. Additionally, strong geomagnetic storm conditions continue due to solar activity. Mariners and beachgoers along the East Coast should be cautious of dangerous surf and rip currents. Looking ahead on the AmCon calendar, several events are scheduled. The Southeast Region Adventure Challenge will take place October 3rd through 5th at Trace State Park in Tupelo, Mississippi. The Northeast Region Adventure Challenge will be held October 10th through 12th in Hookstown, Pennsylvania, and the Broward County Monthly Meetup is set for October 11th in Sunrise, Florida. Each offers opportunities to build readiness and community connection. Members can access the American Contingency members-only site to get the full report and more in-depth analysis of today's stories, along with practical preparedness tips, training opportunities, and resources to help you, your family, and your neighborhood stay crisis ready.
Look, you and I both know this. Public places feel a little different these days. Stores, restaurants, concerts, even the grocery run. They're supposed to be normal, everyday stops. But with the headlines we've been seeing, there's that quiet voice in the back of your head that says, what if something happens here? That voice doesn't mean you're paranoid. It means you're paying attention. Preparedness isn't about avoiding public life. It's about walking into those spaces with a plan, a calm mindset, and confidence. Here's what I think. Walking into a public space is like stepping onto a stage. There's a script already running. People line up at the registers, sit at the tables, push carts down the aisle. That rhythm is normal. Awareness is just about noticing that rhythm and catching when something breaks the pattern. So start with the basics. Before you even walk in, glance around the parking lot. Who's hanging out near the entrance? Does anything feel off? Inside, give yourself a beat before you get lost in the shelves or the menu. Find 2 exits. Identify a spot that could give you cover if things got loud or chaotic. And no, that doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you the calmest person in the room if something does happen. Here's another trick. Sit where you can see the door. You don't have to stare people down, but you'll be surprised how much calmer you feel when you're aware of what's happening around you. It keeps you out of surprise mode. And if you've got family with you, think about movement. If the lights went out or a crowd surged, what's the plan? Who grabs the kids? Where do you rally if you get separated? These aren't speeches you give in the middle of the store. These are quiet conversations you have ahead of time so everybody knows their role. And you know what the best part is? These habits don't make public life scarier. They actually make it calmer. Because instead of sitting there with your mind racing, you've already answered the question, what would I do? And that answer frees you up to enjoy life without your guard being a burden. It allows you to be present. So next time you go into a store or a restaurant, don't just walk in on autopilot. Pause. Find the exits. Pick a rally point. And then relax. Make it a habit you can do in 10 seconds or less. I'd love to hear how you handle it or what you think. Drop me a comment and let's compare notes. All right. When we chat again tomorrow, we'll talk about awareness in places that's supposed to be safe for the soul, houses of worship, and how preparedness and faith can walk side by side. Thanks for listening to today's AmCon Daily Brief. Members can dive into more resources on the members-only website or on your phone app. Not a member yet? Visit AmericanContingency.com to join the network. And don't forget, share this episode with a friend, family, or neighbor who needs to hear it. I'm Thom Rigsby. Stay alert, stay ready, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.